Hey everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Shogun 2 Total War. I am Game Otaku and I will be your guide through this Let's Play, and you, audience members, have the pleasure of watching my very first Let's Play on YouTube. Now, before I go any further, I would like to point out that in fact I am not playing the original Shogun 2, I am playing the DLC Fall of the Samurai. I have played Shogun 2 before, so I want to play this new DLC that I have no real experience with. Maybe later I will Let's Play Shogun 2, but for now I'm going to be Let's Playing this DLC. Also, when it comes to the idea of battles, when I fight battles, I am not the best tactician. I have average strategies and tactics that get me through this game, but obviously don't win me any medals. Aside from that, when it does come to actually fighting in these battles, do not expect a lot of them to be occurring within the beginning of this game. I like to focus on building an economy in the beginning, so you'll see a lot of construction and small-time recruitment in the beginning, just so that I could build up my economy so that later on I can have this pretty good economy in the future, so that I can support these large armies to eventually take over the shogunate. Now, let's move on to show you what I will also be playing under. I will play a long campaign. I have battle realism mode on. I will be playing under hard difficulty. I will have advisor help set high, just because sometimes the advice they give is actually historical facts and such, and I really like hearing history and such. I will have CP moves to be showed, because I like to see what my enemies or allies do. I will have a battle time limit on to 60 minutes, because if I didn't have this time limit, my battles would probably last longer than 60 minutes. I do not search for drop-in battles, mainly because usually I can never really find any. So, yeah. I will play in the Satsuma domain, or as the Shimazu clan, mainly because my family has certain ties to this clan. As such, I feel that I am playing as my ancestors, so it really helps me in my ideas for trying to conquer the rest of Japan. And going from that, I will be playing as or trying to take over the Kyushu island here in the beginning of my campaign, and then hopefully move on to take over the island of Shikoku here, and then move on to the main island of Honshu, where I hope to eventually attack the shogunate. So that's the main basis for what I'm going to be doing, and I also like to point out that I'd probably be saying some historical facts through this game. So with that said, let us start.
After the Sengoku Jidai, peace reigned for 200 years. In Kyoto, the emperor continued as divine head of state. But real power was held by the Tokugawa shogunate. For 2 centuries, they ruled with absolute authority. Japan prospered. The people were content. In 1853, American warships changed everything. The shogun abandoned his people and signed the Treaty of Peace and Amity. The gates to Japan were open. Trade was established, but the agreements favored the Western powers. The economy faltered, and the people suffered. In 1863, the emperor overruled the shogun. An imperial decree ordered the expulsion of all Western powers. No longer would Japan be westernized. The time had come to strike back. The Western powers gave their answer.
Prepare to run out the guns. On my command, fire!
The treacherous Westerners brought death to our people. The shogun no longer commanded respect or loyalty. Imperial rule had to be restored. To strengthen our position, the emperor made peace with the British. We will study their ways and discover their secrets. Only then can we destroy the shogun and return honor to Japan. The emperor must be victorious. Satsuma domain. Our family, the Shimazu, has ruled these lands since the time of the first Minamoto shogun, ever loyal to Japan and her people. But the Tokugawa and their lackeys have failed us, allowing themselves to be manipulated by Western powers. For the good of all, power must be returned to the emperor. Our first priority should be to ally with domains who share our beliefs. There is little support for the shogunate here in Kyushu, but opposition is inevitable, and resistance must be met with force. Once the situation on Kyushu is under control, we must support our allies on the mainland. Imperial control of Kyoto and Edo will be vital if we are to break the shogun's wicked grip on the land. When full-scale war finally erupts between imperial and shogunate forces, the people of Satsuma will be at the vanguard, leading Japan into a bright and glorious future. Long live the emperor.
Long live the emperor. Now, just real quick to kind of summarize what happened in that video. Pretty much what in Japan, there were two people in power, the Tokugawa shogun and the emperor. The shogunate really was the one that was ruling Japan. The emperor was more of a figurehead during this time, and as such, that's why it was the shogun who had the power to say, let's trade with the West. It was unfortunate though that because the shogun did this, it kind of hurt Japan's economy, and as such the emperor for the first time really overruled the shogun and said we should close our ports. The West, angered, attacked Japan, and thus we saw a major conflict between these two powers. Following this attack, the Japanese people decided that it was the shogun who essentially caused all this problem because they're the ones that originally allowed the West to come into Japan. And as such, now we have this war called the Boshin War now officially start. And we have two sides, those who want to fight for the shogun and those who want to fight for the emperor. And in this conflict, I find myself on the side of helping the emperor. So now with that done, let us begin. So mission issued. Blah blah blah. Okay. Thank you. You can go away.
Satsuma
not that.
domain. Satsuma domain.
Okay, never mind. Just go
Our
away.
family, the Shimazu.
Okay, so pretty much same thing as in Shogun 2. Recruitment, army, foreign agent, I guess. Okay, so agent known as a foreign veteran. Okay. My army there, another city, construction, recruitment, small navy. Okay. So clan development. In Shogun 2, I always forgot to actually monitor what happened in the clan development, so I'm gonna be more in tune with making sure I know what's being researched. And I think I will go with this one for now. Oh, yeah. So, also, I want to open trade. So let's see. Okay, so I am trading currently with the Kumamoto clan, who are right next to me. I am at war with the Nobeoka clan, who are also right next to me. I am not trading with the Saga clan, and the Tanegashima are my vassals. Okay, so I'm going to open trade with the Saga.
I am here to listen. When you have spoken, and spoken in honesty, I will give a proper response.
Okay. Request, unacceptable? Oh, come on. We both benefit. Fine. Can I pay you? So, let's start off with 250 gold. Might come to an agreement. That's something like him saying no. So, 500 gold? Yes, that makes you happy, so we shall propose.
Your words are acceptable, and we are in agreement. There is no more.
Okay then, goodbye. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, so I've opened trade, and as you can see, I went up from 713 gold to now 794. So I'm getting more money, so that's always a plus. Now, how to get more? Let's see. Okay, so really only the farming thing gives me money, so we'll upgrade that. And I will get 900 gold per turn, or it'll be upgraded to 900 gold per turn. Now, this settlement. So farming again, or I could just create something new. More okay now. And +1 happiness. Okay. So, apparently, drunk people are happy people, I guess. Cottage industry. Cadet school, training dojo. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the cottage industry because it's cheaper and it's built faster. Okay, so I'm gonna move my army a little bit closer to Osumi. Osumi, yeah. And I'm going to request okay, I'm gonna request 3 levy infantry. Now, I know I said that I'd probably be less inclined to recruit, but I do at least want to build a somewhat decent sized army to help defend me from my enemies. So yeah, so we're gonna build up my army there. I'm gonna send him towards Hyuga.
Who dares
Just
win?
cause I think he could do something. I'm gonna send my fleet
A drop to cut the
towards
dust.
Hyuga as well. Now, in previous Total War games, I've always had the problem of neglecting to build up a good fleet. So, I might once again forget. I want to build a good navy because, let's face it, I'm not going to march my armies all the way through Japan just to take it over. No, I'm going to use the navy. So, if I do forget, please remind me in commenting or something. Just to kind of remind me, and I greatly appreciate it. And it would help me in this campaign. And I was reading the manual, or just the guide for certain agents, and I noticed I was reading a lot about the Ishin Shishi, and pretty much what I read was really good, so I'm going to recruit him right off the bat, just because he cannot move the first turn, and I want him to move next turn. And utilize him. Okay. Okay, so I think I've done everything I want to do this turn, so I think I'll end it here.